Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below, we're talking about Mars energy. And to each and every one of you guys, thank you for joining me on today. I really appreciate my melanated brothers and sisters. I want to say, first of all, thank you and salutations to my Madrino, to my Madrina, and my Oba, and to all my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. To each and every one of you guys, thank you for joining this live on today. I want to let you know this live can be very triggering. This live is for educational purposes only. And to each and every one of you guys that follow me and are a part of this platform and how we interact with one another, and I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you for allowing me to give you my spiritual experience and spiritual needs. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say, as people start coming in, I want you to understand that this channel is for melanated people, black people, and this channel is also teaching universal laws. I do not teach my personal beliefs or my ideas. I want to deal with something, and one of the things that we have often say that we try to encourage people. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries. My rising sign is Pisces. I am not here to change your mind. I'm here to present facts. We're in the age of Aquarius, and facts matter. To each and every one of you guys, I'm not here to change your personal belief or your stance on subject matters. I am here to help us to understand when we talk to communities, we talk to them instead of when we talk about white people or non-melanated people. We say, if you want to help us, then deal with your own people. As a melanated man, a lot of the issues that I contend with, I deal with the masculine aspect because I'm a man, but I also deal with the universal laws of the divine. I want to talk about something today that I said before can be triggering, depending on where you are as a woman or a man. What we're going to talk about, because we're going to talk about magic, we're talking about energy, frequency, and vibration. A lot of times we have various of people, thank you so much, various of people that come on these lives, and they're really not trying to learn. They're trying to talk about their trauma, talk about their pain. Thank you so much for the likes. And so I want to talk about something that we see all over TikTok. I chose to do this particular live on my TikTok account versus my my YouTube. My YouTube account allows me a lot of freedom to express myself as a Sagittarius and show my full personality. Thank you so much, Stormy, my Sagittarius from Detroit. I also want to say this before I get started. Hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. Now, the reason I want to start here is because I've been doing magic ever since I've been 3 to 4 years old, let my mom tell it. I'm 52 years of age. I've been pastoring my own church since 2001. I've been ordained, I've been initiated in various of traditions and the black arts, dark magic. I have had many, leave right here, many testimonies of various of people, and this is something I wanted to address when it comes down to our particular spiritual community. And we have a big issue with this. And my subject is, with Mars energy, is who's stronger, women or men? So let me appeal to my melanated brothers and sisters. What's up, Jeremy? Salutations. And being a a Sagittarius, understanding that we're in the age of Aquarius. When you deal with magic, you deal with conjure, when you deal with mysticism, we have allowed other people to disarm us in illusions and distractions. Let me explain. When it comes down to energy, the facts matter. I had a young lady, we used to race in school, and she would beat me every single time. Even though I was a runner and my time got better and better every time we raced, she always succeeded me. She did not beat me because I was a male and she was a female. She beat me because she had better running skills. For me to take that as an insult as a man because she was more effective in her running skills, that would mean I was immature. When it comes down to energy, that's what it's about. The energy, the frequency, and the vibration. What vessel it sits in is irrelevant. Whether it's a female or a male, whether it's a midget or a hermaphrodite, it's about the Ache. We allow non-melanated people to divide us. Just like men can be toxic and arrogant, women can too. Toxic femininity is no different than toxic masculinity. When it is not guided, it is not directed for the purpose of humanity, we're in the age of Aquarius. You're not being successful in a particular art because you're male or female. It is your Ache. It is your energy, your frequency, your vibration. I want to talk about this. Feminine energy is stronger than masculine energy. Those are the facts. Those are not my opinions. It's science. Feminine energy is stronger than masculine energy. What has happened in my personal experience as an apostle and pastor, an initiate in various of black arts, there were a lot of women that came to me and endeavored, thank you so much, appreciate that, to conquer me because they believe in the myth that women are stronger than men. Because, warning, hateful behavior. I got flagged again because you don't want to hear the truth. Let me say it like this. If you are really trying to practice magic, spirituality, and I knew this was going to be a hard pill to get across. When it's come to energy, a male can have feminine energy. I am androgynous. I am crown Mafedifum Oya. I am initiated and scratched as Centea. Peace unto you as well. For you to think that you can usurp authority over somebody because they're just a male and not acknowledge the energy, the frequency, and the vibration of a person. And now because of that, and I said this is for educational purposes. This is a triggering conversation. But how can you expect men to respect your masculine energy that is in a woman? That's why men have issues with women that have masculine energies. The same reason why women have issues with men that have feminine energy. When it's all about frequency and vibration. If you're a Christian, You know that the scripture said there's no male or female in Christ. It's all about energy, frequency, and vibration. My brothers and my sisters, if we want to, as a people, to grow, to develop, be restored in our energy and frequency and vibration, we have to understand that we cannot go by the flesh. This is why people cannot operate with the Loas or the Nkisi and the Pugos correctly, because we don't want to acknowledge, we want to humanize them. When you humanize them, you take away the mystical, the spiritual aspect of them. When you try to make Oshun or Eligba or Ezeli Dontor human, and then you try to limit their abilities as celestial beings, Loas, as creatures and spirits and energy, or of a creation, which are Orisha, and Pungos, which are gods and goddesses, we can't benefit because we're trying to address them all the same. Every entity, every energy, every frequency, in order for manifestation, you have to understand that scientifically, a woman, a female, a feminine energy is stronger than masculine energy. It's not about what's stronger, it's about how it is utilized. If you don't like it when a man looks at a woman as prey, and because he has testosterone and has a physical ability stronger than her, and he abuses his role as a man in her life, whether brother, father, or cousin, or a friend, it is the same concept when the role of feminine energy is abused. As a mother, as a sister, as a cousin. Whether you take this a natural way or spiritual way, we all, these energies, to create a charge of manifestation, we have to have feminine energy for creation and destruction, and we have to have masculine energy to be able to direct feminine energy. And then we have orgone energy, which is neither male or female, that is stronger than feminine energy and masculine energy. I want to keep this conversation as scientific as possible, so my teaching does not become my opinion. I want to stick to the scientific facts, that if you're engaged in a relationship with a Tata, a Mumbo, and you're only engaged in them and perceiving them through the eyes of their physical vessel, then that negates the whole purpose of having a spiritual relationship. Her or his ability is based off their energy, and also the hierarchy of their initiation or the license that they have. A female judge, a female federal judge, is the same as a male judge. It's just a gender. When we make that more important than the actual role that they play, then we minimize their ability. If you're saying that she only ruled that way in your case because she's female, then you also believe the reason why you were sentenced was because he's a male. Instead of understanding the roles of energy, frequency, and vibration in order for us to manifest in our said tradition, whether Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, whether it is Christianity or Islam, it doesn't matter. What matters is that if we are truly trying to restore the role, or let me take that back, because you can't destroy feminine energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. If you want to restore the positioning in the minds of the people about feminine energy, you, sir or ma'am, have to first respect that energy. and cannot take the same approach that oppressors took when it came down to trying to remove feminine energy or the idea of feminine energy. Because you cannot have any form of manifestation without having these energies. And I have experienced many people having the assumption or the idea that they were more powerful than me, whether I was in the church as an apostle, whether I was in a certain tradition as a male, not realizing I too have feminine energy. I am crowned by feminine energy. I am initiated by feminine energy. To assume that you are stronger because I have one energy or the other is not wisdom. And when you have that mindset, it is no different than the mindset of a male feeling that women are insignificant in these traditions because they are women. Because he does not understand or respect or either both feminine energy. I'm an advocate for manifestation. In order for me to teach people universal laws, I have to deal with all energy. It doesn't matter if their orientation is of the same sex. It's the energy, frequency, and vibration that they house. For you to determine whether somebody is stronger or weaker based off of their gender, which is a carnal thought in the church where we say carnality, you are dismissing the energy, the frequency, and the vibration. And that's not his fault or her fault. That is you miscalculating and following the idea that you claim to be trying to disrupt. You don't have to be less than or more than anything. You have to play your role. Just like the body, there's many parts to the body. There's many roles that the left hand plays that the right hand plays, or the right eye plays that the left or the right eye plays that the left eye plays, or the left ear versus the right ear. It's still the body. We're still one. With you not understanding because of the role that your energy plays in your life for your manifestation means that you believe that you don't need masculine energy. For a man to practice a religion and has no respect for feminine energy, it defeats his purpose as well. And to think that it's about which is stronger is to negate the idea and the fact that feminine energy or masculine energy is not stronger than orgone energy. But all have a role to play in your said manifestation. I have had many initiated women come in, not because I was doing anything wrong, but they felt like they could subdue my spirits because I was a male. I was a black male in the church. I'm going to say this again. This is for educational purposes. This live can be very triggering. It is not intended to be triggering. But I want to state the facts when it comes down to magic, the education that's around magic, real conjure, because on my platform, I talk to melanated people. When your agenda, and I put this because energy does not lie. If you believe that you are not supposed to support or build a man, then why do you believe that you're supposed to tear him down? I have no problems if you are a person that don't believe in building a man and supporting a man. But you also can't take the position because you're not taking a hand in building that son, the man, the cousin, the brother. You don't believe in it. But you don't have any problem trying to tear one of those same men down, whether it is a father, whether it's a husband, whether it is a cousin or a brother. I have the pleasure of playing role as a son, as a husband, as a father, as a nephew, as a vessel. And neither one of those roles that I play that I devalue my sisters. When I leave off this live, I'm gonna go, because I was sending them information about red dates, but I'm gonna go and buy them and drop them off to my various of sisters. I got sisters on my mom's side and my on my dad's side. I play a role. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. Everyone plays a role, a particular role of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is why in age of Aquarius, your personal individuality matters so much. When you understand why you are the individual, or a carnal sign, a fixed sign, a mutable sign, then all this ties in into your role and your ability to manifest in the lives of yourself and also the people that you claim to be trying to help. Disrupting, tearing down patriarchy does not give one the right to disarm men that are not in your league. Let me explain. I'm a Tata. If I want to have a debate with somebody, I need to be having a debate with a Yaya, or somebody that is in a position to argue, debate, or even respectfully disagree. I should not, just like a man should not utilize his position in life to apprehend or to ensnare a woman with less experience, less life lived. She's at the disadvantage. The same is true when a aged woman, a initiated woman, is after a man that is not illuminated, evolved, not even of her particular practice or economic standard. He also is at the disadvantage. When you are power tripping, whether you're operating in feminine energy or masculine energy, the motive is the same. I know the advantages that I have with my energy, frequency, and vibration. And I was talking to Mother Susan earlier, and I was telling her that at no time in her 5 years going on, thank you so much, and her 5 years going on 6 years, can she say, or her daughter say, or her son say, I taken advantage of her mother, or I have taken advantage of her daughter or her son. Just because of my positioning, I have to regulate myself because I am initiated. I am a pastor. I am an apostle. So there's certain advantages or assets that I have in my energy, frequency, and vibration and experience over other people. And when I came on here, I had the intent of educating, giving melanated men and women an opportunity to readjust their thought process and understanding our sciences are African about melanated carbon people. A man that is endowed with influence of Christianity is no different than a woman. The reason why you feel a need to submit is because of ideas that was placed in your head. Feminine energy is going to yield to masculine energy, even though it is stronger. Because in order to manifest in a child or a body or in the material world, these energies have to come together. The only people that have a problem and have power issues is melanated people, because they are listening to other inferior organisms that have issues of feeling like a man. You are adopting the ideas of non-melanated men. And you know in particular who I'm speaking of. Because the reason why we can't have fruitful conversation on this particular app is because, thank you so much for being with me. My witness, she's a Sagittarius. When you are adopting the ideas or the perceptions of receptive genes, this is science. This is not my opinion. This is facts. And what he needs and what she needs from him is very different than African melanated people need for our genders. What we need are the energies. We deal with alchemy. The reason why melanated people or African tradition place the woman, because they understood her role in life. The reason they honored her was not because she was a woman, but she was a vessel of feminine energy. And then there were other women in the Dahomey tribe, because that's where I'm from, that had masculine energy, and those women typically were warriors. Everybody got a role to play. There are some men that have so much feminine energy, they played the role of what would typically be seen as a woman's role. But they were still honored. That's why we did not have issues with homosexuality and lesbianism. All thing we were concerned about was the energy, frequency, and vibration, and the role they played on this earth plane. It was just that simple. How a divine God or goddess wanted to live out their life on the earth plane was irrelevant to melanated people. If you are truly trying to restore or bring it back into the focus or of matriarch, it should not be at the expense of having debates with men that you know that are not enlightened. The conversations that you should be having about these subject matters should be with initiated male priests. The concerns that men have with women in the tradition, you should be having those conversations with initiated crown women, not with women that you know that are not where they should either can't be, or you know they're not there. Stop trying to impress and show your knowledge above men or women that are not educated. You know they don't have even the access to get the information because they are not a part of our traditions. It's disingenuous whether a man does it or a woman does it. Because if we're here to teach spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we all know that it has nothing to do with this. This is only a vessel, a Merkaba, an avatar. This is why some divine beings are androgynous. The reason why I love Oshun Mare, or some people call this particular deity Oshun Mare, is because it's all man and all woman at the same time. Unlike Obatala can have feminine aspects, there's a female version of Obatala just like there's a male version of that energy. But Oshun Mare is all the time masculine energy and all the time feminine energy. And we understood this energy of the rainbow. We as African people, no matter where we inhabited the continent or the landmass, we understood the science of nature. And we know that we understood that everything in nature has a role to play. So let me use this as an example. If you're a Leo, feminine, very, very masculine energy and very malefic energy, and very sun energy is malefic energy. So let's say that if you're a Leo and you're in the kingdom of the lions, and a female lion hunts, that's her energy. Males lions' role are to protect and defend the den. Or if a female lion gets in trouble, those male lions come in to defend her no matter what their predator is. Is that not correct? Another animal in the kingdom may operate very differently than a female lion. But a female lion shouldn't feel less than a woman or a female because she's playing a role as a hunter. That's like when you deal with Artemis. Artemis is a female deity, but she is also a huntress. Just like Ochosi is a hunter. Just like Sagittarian is a hunter. You see what I'm saying? It's not about a person's gender, it's about the role that they play when it comes down to manifestation or getting things done in life. And when my brothers and sisters are here, I hope that they have the intention as a child of Oshun or Yemiya or Oya or Oba or any female deity, Malika, that they have an understanding. It's not about gender, it is about energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything is stronger for the purpose of the role that he or she plays in this thing called life. I'm going to say this again. Energy doesn't lie. Energy cannot lie. And so therefore, when I stood in front of my Oba and my Padrino, it was about my energy. It was not about I was a male. It was about the Ache that I was carrying in my spiritual court. I remember when I got I was with my first Madrina getting into this practice. And we got through the initiation into Palo, Miambi. And For whatever reason, she believed this, but Minister Mario was there, Sister Cal was there, and my brother, my other god brother, Angel. And they all had male spirits. And she laughed. And she said, Sam, you the only one that have a female spirit. I didn't see the point of pointing that out. But I'm the only one that's working signs, wonders, and miracles to the capacity that I outrank all of my God brothers and my God sisters. Just like when you study the history and the spirituality of Moses, Moses' soul was female. Yahshua had the spirit without measure that was feminine energy that sat upon him like a dove. So my understanding is that not only men have these mindsets, women have these mindsets. Because you are not looking at me from a perspective of energy, frequency, and vibration. Your concern or your statement was, I was the only one that had a female spirit. And what does that mean? My concern should have been the ability of that female spirit. So I want my brothers and sisters, when you're growing into the ATRs, you're going to encounter people like me that are going to place their personal prejudice, whether they accept you or reject you. And it's about energy. It's about frequency. It's about vibration. This live is for educational purposes. 2, and it's very triggering depending on where you are in your mind when you hear these things. I do not have to put down a woman and a man that feels like he or she, because women put down other women as well. You cannot be for the support of black melanated women. At the same time, you're undermining her influence, her role, and her significance and relevancy into manifestation. There's only one person or system of people that have dethroned black women, and it's not black men. The reason why I have a problem is because when it comes down to facts, you want to put facts over feelings. And it's nowhere in history that black men of any origin have done this. This is why colonization has been such a detriment to melanated people, because the idea that a woman has to lessen her light and her energy, her intellect, just because you are inferior to her genes or genetics makes no sense. Because we understand, this is why I love the movie Hidden Figures. The non-melanated people could not figure out how to get to the moon and back. But melanated women, their intellect, their energy, their frequency, their understanding of how they correspond with the universe, came up with the mathematical equation, the formula, not only to put it on the moon, but to bring it back to Earth again. The invention of melanated men are astounding. The roles that we have played in the manifestation of Mother Nature and Father Sky can never be erased, can never be duplicated. And can I say this? If a black woman, a melanated woman, is the blueprint of beauty, poise, power, royalty, elegance, and excellence, and every other type of metamorphic or transmutation of her essence to any other woman that exists on planet Earth, she is the blueprint and cannot be compared to her excellency. The rhythm, the frequency, the vibration that perpetuates throughout her being is undescribable, cannot be matched. I don't care how beautiful other women are. I don't have to take away from their beauty. But when you see the beauty of a melanated woman, when you see the figure, the alignment of her Merkaba, it's undeniable how gorgeous, how excellent she is, how natural what she has to offer. And it is, sir and ma'am, very intimidating. But it's to be honored, because that's why she's a queen. And that's why every other genre of women try to put her down. So my sisters, if it is also true for you that the poise and the excellency of a black man cannot be compared to any other man, it's unmatched. I will be as transparent as this. I am not a handsome man. I'm a pretty man. I have the looks and features of my father, but I have the beauty of my mother. I only have been called handsome because women feel that that's the appropriate term. But the truth is, like, what's David's son? Not Absalom. Yeah, Absalom. Some men are beautiful. The beauty of a black melanated man, talking about energy, we try to socially label people. Some men are handsome. I'm not a handsome man. I'm a beautiful man. Muhammad Ali knew he would. That's right. I love that. Thank you for that reference, Miss Whitney. She's Sagittarius. He knew he was a pretty man. I know. I have never had my cousin's girlfriends call me handsome. They were, he's so pretty. Oh my God. They would come from college. I have never been. My mom was doing hair. My mother-in-law, she said, that's a pretty nigga. That's how she addressed me. Those are facts. There are some men that are handsome. I'm not one of those men. But women say that out of respect because I'm a male. But the truth of the matter is, I'm 52 years old and I'm pretty. They call me all kind of names, but they always got to put pretty on it. And I know this. And I'm a Sagittarius. I'm not bashful with it at all. I don't know if Muhammad Ali was a Sagittarius, but he definitely had like one. Modesty is not what we are trying to achieve. So I say all these things, Capricorn, the second biggest planet in the solar system. So my point was to come on here and safely navigate as much as I could. You are so pretty, Apostle. Mother Susan said, she said, the legs on this man. What the other woman said to me. I love it. I love adjectives. She said, use a little piece of leather well put together. I said, you better say that, mother. She said, you a little piece of leather well put together. Mother Susan said, I've never seen no man's calves look like you look, Apostle. Stormy said, the skin, the eyes are dazzling. But that's what the beauty of melanated people. You're not going to find, I don't care what type of Arabian man, they can be fine, sexy, all of that. And that you don't have to take nothing from no other type of mutation. But when it comes to sex appeal, if you want a muscular man, who can be the black man? I got one muscle, praise God. But I don't have the physique of a muscular man. But I have a nice physique. I know that. So my point is, if we're going to truly restore us back to visible status, then we cannot have the behavior or perpetuate the same dogma that colonizers do. Let's do real magic. Let's do real conjure. Let's play our roles in each other's lives for manifestation. And understanding that this physical body is just a house, a vessel, an instrument for the gods or goddesses, or the Loas and Kisi and Pungo, the ancestors, to manifest through. It's really that simple. Who's stronger? It's depending on the energy. But to say that women are stronger than men, you're gonna run into a man like me, and you're gonna be so disappointed. Deal with people that are in your classification, and then judge your abilities. If you know that man does not even know what Iligba is, or Papa Legba is, or Metkafu is, you already know you out here to leave. The conversation that y'all can't have because of his lack of enlightenment is like taking candy from a baby. I always acknowledge to people whether they want to hear it or not. I tell you the reference of why I have authority and license to speak on such matters. But I have a lot of my sisters that are in these ATRs that are taking the same approach that men had taken approach with women. One wrong doing the same thing that they're doing, it don't help us as a people. And since we're in the age of Aquarius, it should be about humanity, overall humanity. I'm a destructive force, but that's because of my chaos energy. That's because of my feminine energy. But it's regulated by my masculine energy. Harmony must exist in every man or woman if you want to manifest. If you want your manifestation to be stable and not volatile. The strongest magic is not always the most effective magic. That's why energy follows path of least resistance. There's times that I make manifestation not out of brute strength, but because I have an understanding of what is necessary, I find the path of least resistance. That's called wisdom. So if you're a wise woman in these ATRs, play your role. And as a wise man in these ATRs, I'm going to play my role. And we're going to help melanated people. Okay? Thank you so much. I need to get something to eat. But this was really important. And thank you for allowing me to finish this particular live. I got one more. Thank you for guys for the gifts. I'm going to be speaking on this more candidly on my YouTube channel. But I really want to say thank you for those that were able to sit through this. And if you were triggered, you still gave me the opportunity to voice the facts that I'm presenting. I love you back, Miss Whitney. All right.